So we are in Indianapolis. I missed some of we're on Prospect. I missed some of the areas of Prospect because I started filming later and just looking around. But when people talk about Tacoma being ghetto, it's like you have no clue. Now, obviously this part of Prospect has been updated, modernized, and all of that. But if you go back further, that definitely is something completely different. We don't have that in Tacoma whatsoever, or in Seattle. So a lot of that is just people's own lack of exposure. But this is Fountain Square. I remember back when none of this looked like this, obviously. It has definitely changed, over time. And a lot of things have been upgraded and all of this. You see a lot more people out than you did back in the day. There's still some stuff here that was from back when we were roaming through here, 10 plus years ago. But the BRT line, the BRT that you see and all that, that's relatively new. Some of the shops and stores and unique little places are all new.
Siam Square is still here.
Yeah, that's still here. It's definitely changed. It went from a city that was Indiana no place to a city that is a lot more active. Now, that could be due to the big building in front here that's called Salesforce that used to be a bank. But Salesforce is a tech company, and actually my job uses Salesforce. I don't technically use it, but we use Salesforce in certain areas. Yeah, so all this stuff here is
that's where we had
lunch. But that probably did a lot because, having that many tech companies, here's the BRT thing, which, people say is not that popular. But that probably did a lot to spur and change the development. Here's their rapid bus system, which is Chinese built. Noel's dad and I talked about that earlier in our conversations. But I would say that was probably a big part of it. Also, there is a bicycle sharing program that I don't know if the city got involved with that or how that started. But one thing that Indianapolis did very, very well is they've developed their cultural trail. So throughout downtown, they have a really robust cultural trail. Now that has kind of been there for some time, but they've expanded it quite a bit since we have been here. So it's their cultural trail, and you can kind of see some of the signage right there on that thing right there. And I'll get out of the way so it doesn't become blurry. But that has expanded, and the bike sharing and all that stuff is relatively new or newer. And so you see a lot of people here on bikes, which before you never would have seen. Yesterday we saw a tremendous amount of people just bicycling everywhere. The little scooters, like Lime and all those, you see quite a bit of people on those all over the place. So there's a lot more outdoor activity.
It's very active, vibrant.
It's much more vibrant by far than what it was. And it took 10 years or so for that to actually happen, but much more vibrant. And so it shows what a few simple changes can do to really change a community in a city. You don't see a lot of big buildings that are being built. So when you go to Seattle, you see a lot of big, huge buildings being built. You don't really see a lot of that, but you see stuff like this, what you would see in Tacoma. You see a lot of mid-rises and stuff like that. Again, adding vibrancy and color. But you'll see stuff like that. Let's see here. We're used to this. This is by it used to be Conseco Fieldhouse, but it's not that anymore. It hadn't been that in years. But That's where the Pacers play,
Yeah.
which is right over there. So it's some Gainbridge Fieldhouse or something.
Oh yeah, it was Conseco.
Yeah.
There's Monument Circle.
Yep. So a lot of the same things, but a lot of changes at the same time. I don't know what that thing right there is going to be, but
There's a cyclist. There's a scooter.
yesterday there was just a bunch, several.
I mean, there's definitely been a reurbanization of folks moving to downtown.
Right.
And that being with millennials and I guess Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool mural there as well. So yeah, and so Indianapolis continues to keep growing in terms of population, so that helps. I mean, population-wise, and Angie also moved downtown. So Angie's List started here, and they moved. They're now called Angie, but they moved their headquarters to downtown. I remember when they were just on the outskirts.
On Southeastern Avenue.
Yeah, they were just right outside of downtown.
Right across from the Hardys.
Yeah, and it was a ugly building and all that, and they were just trying to kind of get started. And they've been very successful. So stuff like that has really changed the city as well. The hotel, whatever it is, here's the transit station and all that. That's new. That never existed until fairly recently. It's the Julia Carson, I believe.
Oh, Julia Carson, yeah.
Is the name of the transit center. But yeah, Indy before this did all of their bus stuff on the street. So there was no bus terminal or anything like that. This right here is Richard Lugar Plaza. This is new. This didn't exist. As you can see, there's quite a few bicyclist folks. There's bicycle stations more prominent. So that's the third or fourth one I've seen. The big giant swing sets. So stuff like that is what adds to a city's vitality. Then you have the bus-only lane, which is for their BRT system. All of these are things that help create a vibrant city. And so Indianapolis has kind of learned that.
Oh, there's some sort of race going on.
Yeah, there's some sort of bicycling race, and maybe that could be why we saw a lot yesterday. It was in preparation of that, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is our old stomping grounds. We used to come through here quite often. This is where you see a lot of the old buildings and stuff like that. A lot more wider streets. One of the things about just parked their car there. Oh no, that's a parking lane.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a parking lane.
Totally weird.
Yeah. It's a good way of getting hit if you don't really pay attention. So
look, girls. Look.
Yep.
Jesus, I can't look.
Yeah.
There's a scooter.
Yep, a scoot.
Oh, Giorgio's Pizza.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's so
Isn't this cool? This is Soldiers and Sailors Monument.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. This is Zozo's hometown.
Yep.
So this is where we became parents in the Circle City. And this is why it's called the Circle City. It's because of the circle.
Yep.
That's all.
I had a scooter head
That's the Capitol.
Yep.
There's MS Communications. I had a friend in high school who got me on the radio with her because she was an intern. And I got to go in there and say hi on the radio.
That's cool.
That's where Nikki Blaine's used to be.
Yeah.
Cigar bar.
Yeah. T-Mobile has a shop down here now. So back in the day, you wouldn't have seen stuff like that.
Washington Street. So that B-Dubs, BW, or Buffalo Wild Wings. That's where I used to go when I was in college. And they did, I think, 25 cent wing nights on Thursdays. And so I'd go there with my friends and play darts, hang hang out.
So definitely the city has changed quite a bit. Circle Center Mall is down here, but it's lost a lot of its luster from what it used to be. This is a big convention city. So a lot of that was due to the conventions, but a lot of that has left. The conventions haven't, but the mall traffic and all that. So now they've updated it and did a lot of new things and changes and all that stuff. So a lot of things change in 10 years.
Yeah. Burn. An Evolution in Lounges by Rock Patel and Nada.
Yeah. Because these were big anchor stores. This is part of the mall.
Wild Beaver Saloon is still in business.
Yeah. This was, and I was talking about how this used to be a lot of the Kilroy's is still there. A lot of clubs and stuff. And someone said, "What are you talking about? There's no clubs here." And I said, back in the day.
Look at that. The pickled peddler. Oh, this was installed because of the Super Bowl.
This was installed because of the Super Bowl.
This is
and
the
there was
first
a
time
zip
I've
line.
seen this.
Zip line ran through here.
Look, girls, it's the spaghetti factory. That's the one I grew up going to all the time.
Yeah. And so anyhow, this used to have a lot more bars and clubs and stuff like that back in the day. It seems like a lot of that's gone. Here's Helium Comedy Club, which is pretty cool.
Hooters is still there.
Yeah, Hooters is there.
Tiki Bob's is still there.
Yeah.
That's where Ike and Jonesy's was.
Ike and Jonesy's was over there.
Taps and Dolls is still there.
Yep. This changed. That's Ultra Lounge. The Patron Saint.
That's where
Subterra used to be
Subterra
down
was.
there. And Cadillac Ranch used to be right here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, a lot of things have changed. Some things haven't.
As a kid, so this was the Union Station building. As a kid, there was all kinds of shops and stuff. And I remember there was a fudge shop, and it had big windows, and you could watch them make fudge. And then as I grew up, downtown kind of started to die.
Yeah.
And that's a place called Nevermore now.
Yeah.
And then it kind of got a resurgence. Oh, Slippery Noodle Inn.
Yeah, Slippery Noodle is still here. So,
Indiana's oldest bar.
Yeah, I think it depends. I mean, if you're looking for a mostly black club, because I think the gentleman that talked about there's no clubs, I think he was black. If you're looking for a black club, you're not going to necessarily find it down here, right? So I don't know if that's what he's referring to, but as far as nightlife, there is still quite a bit of a nightlife down here. It's just different than what it was back in the day.
I don't know. Was Ice Lounge still there?
Don't know. But there's still quite a bit. I mean, in terms of a concentration of clubs, there's quite a bit. Is it Las Vegas? No. Sometimes when people say things, I'm like, don't be an idiot. I mean, obviously, you're not. It's not going to be freaking Las Vegas in the middle of anywhere in this country, but you're going to have quite a bit of stuff to do. There is a nightlife.
There's Lucas Oil Stadium. That's where the Colts play.
Yep.
Girls' mama and papa went to games there.
Yep.
Play?
No,
to
just watch games. I used to take students in one of my old jobs, and papa would come along with me.
So today is a Sunday, if you're wondering.
Missouri or West? West is. I can go either. I'll go West Street.
So you see a lot of the Lime scooters. We don't do Lime anymore in Tacoma. Lime was there for a short period of time. I think Lime likes bigger cities. And here, scooters are more of a... people still use them, it seems, a lot more than back home. Back home, I think the hills really impact that quite a bit. And so you don't see as many, but there's a lot of them. I've seen Lime, I've seen a few other different ones. Victory Field is right
Yep,
here.
Indianapolis
So
Indians.
this is where we would go and watch the minor league.
So you've been to games there.
Yeah. See, Indy did it right. This is how you put stuff in. Look at all the people
There's
going.
an Indians game
Yeah,
today.
look at all the people going to the Indians game. And this is how it's always has been, is that you have people that will go to games and stuff. And so it's like, this is the way you're supposed to do it.
Indy is a sports city.
Yeah, this is the way you're supposed to do it, is because people are going to go to the game, they can walk to it. And unfortunately, and then there's more bike stations. Unfortunately, places like Albuquerque and in Tacoma, they didn't do it right. They put it far out, and you can't really do a lot of walking. So there's a proper way of doing it and an incorrect way. Back there was the Arts Garden, which is a building that floats above the city or above the street, and they do a lot of their
Here's the
stuff there.
canal.
Yep. So the canal is right over there.
Military Park. This is where
Yeah.
they do a lot of outdoor festivals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're coming up on campus.
Yeah. Nobody wants to go see the campus.
Yay! That's the law school.
Here's downtown from this distance here.
That's the informatics building. I was on campus when that building was finished. So that was in the early 2000s. I was on campus from 2001 to 2011.
So as far as like proper planning, Indy did it right. I will say that. Proper planning, the city did it correctly, because you have a university that is right over here, pretty large university, and then it's right there close to downtown. A lot of students can easily come and check it out. This is Holiday Inn and Suites here in
Canal
Hampton
Square
Inn.
Apartments. Oh, I remember when those
Yeah.
were built. What? I don't, maybe.
But the planning of the city was done correctly, because you have a huge student population over here, and then you saw downtown, so it's easy for people to bicycle, walk, or what have you, and then you have the scooters. So
That's been opened up. That used to just be sealed off and land. Yay! IUPUI! Hey, boo, hey!
So this is still somewhat the same. Madam Walker Theater is right up there.
Yeah, we'll go down Indiana Ave. Oh my gosh.
I mean, IUPUI is cool. I'm not as crazy about it as Noe.
It was formative for me. That's where I became who I am. It was a big experience.
Guess
for
I
me.
can zoom out. I had the zoom on.
Yep, Madam C.J. Walker. That's the Walker Theater is named after Madam C.J. Walker, and she was a black businesswoman who created hair products for other black women, and was a huge. She was a mogul.
Yep.
This used to be a one-way street, completely one way. So yeah, parking garage. There used to be an old school elementary school, Mary Cable, that they tore down to build this parking street. And I used to have classes in Mary Cable. Didn't have any air conditioning or anything. These tubes we call the gerbil tubes, because it's like your little gerbil going from building to building. There's the library over there. This is the technology building. Back there was informatics. This used to be a hotel, and they transformed it into student housing. That is University College, but I think they call it Joseph Taylor Hall now. That's where my very first job, my first office was in that building. Kavanaugh Hall was where all student services were. This is the hospital. Zozo, that's where you were born. Right there. I think she's asleep.
Probably not.
This is the campus center. So the Center of Student Activities. Oh, that's one way. There's the lecture hall. Oh, I guess I could have gone in there. Oh, I can turn on New York now. This is the social work building, I think, that was built. University Hall, I think, houses.
Indy 11, which is their minor league soccer, plays over here. I remember when they did not want to play over here because they wanted a full-fledged stadium and they wanted the city to pay for it. And, you know, you're not going to get a city in the Midwest typically to pay for a stadium through tax dollars. It just doesn't really happen too much. And so they've been playing there ever since. That's where they play their games and do their thing and all that.
This is on the back end of campus, but we're going to go down by the apartments where I lived and worked when I met Hershey.
Yep.
This is the child care center. Go on Limestone Street. Oh my gosh.
Student housing's over here. Yep, I would go to Noe's apartment over here. This is where I parked and someone used my mirror to view themselves and broke my side mirror. And that side mirror is still broken to this day. I'd actually parked right over here on the side here. And yeah, someone broke my mirror.
Oh my God, that guy still works here. His name is David. So, girls, my apartment was right above that door. That was my bedroom window. Right above that door, Suite 170.
Mm-hmm.
That was my bedroom door, or my bedroom window. So yeah, these were built in 2003. Wow.
Yep.
This is so crazy.
And if UWT just had like 3 of these, that would be a big improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they just had 3 buildings like this, it would be a big improvement.
Yep, I would go in. Yep, I lived in Orvis House.
Yeah, I remember that. You would say Orvis. There's McCormick and Montgomery.
Oh, this is crazy. Amelia lived in this building.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Fifth Third Bank. Dang, look at that over there.
Yeah, parking garage.
This is Ronald McDonald House, so that's tied with Riley Children's Hospital. So for families that have to stay long term, they're able to stay over there. Ball Hall over here was actually the original nursing school. So it's where the nurses lived in the early 1900s.
This is Ezekiel Health Hospital. They were building that. I think it was done before we left.
Eskenazi.
Or Eskenazi.
Yeah.
Why do I always call it?
Ezekiel.
I don't know why I say that. But yeah, Eskenazi.
Yeah, so this is all new.
Yeah,
It was
this
under
didn't.
construction.
This didn't exist, but this was getting
I'm gonna turn here.
worked on.
So weird that Michigan and New York are bi-directional now. So yeah, so that's Ball Hall, Ball Residence Hall. That was a freshman dorm or residence hall. That's where my office was out of. So I lived over there, and my office was literally across the street. This is the dental school. This is all hospital campus. I wonder if the bookstore is open today. You think?
I see here on campus they have those bike share things. Again, it's one of the big issues, and what's interesting is they have a huge Black Lives Matter thing on that, which is interesting for Indianapolis, I would say.
Well,
yeah, I get it, but still, it's a democratic city. I don't mean to put politics into it, but we're in Indiana, you know, it's different. One of the great things, again, is that the university here and the city work very well together. And you see these bike stations, which are a partnership with a bike program. Basically, you're able to rent a bicycle and you're able to take it to any other station. You're able to see where those stations are. There's plenty of them. And it encourages students to just bicycle. Now, obviously, UWT in Tacoma is right there in downtown, so it's a lot easier. But still, we have a lot of people. Look at that scooter up there. It's a trike.
Oh, yeah, that's cute.
We have a lot of students who can easily just walk. But to go out to Ruston Way and stuff like that, you would have to,
Bring my folder.
yeah.
No, not yet.
You would have to obviously have some sort of a way to get there. It's hot. But anyhow, I'm going to get out. I'm going to end it here because I don't know what exactly we're doing. Spent a lot of time in that building and over here at Lecture Hall as well. But yeah, anyhow, I'm going to get off of here. We're going to roam around in the heat probably.
I just want to go into the bookstore to see if they're open.
But anyhow, be sure to join the Discord down in the description box below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. We'll do more touring videos here in a little bit. I've always liked seeing downtown from here, which you can see right there. It's not far at all. It's perfect distance away. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Be sure to join the Discord as I mentioned. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, I will see you.
Take
Take
care.
care.